I just have to be careful because there are friends that I want to ride with. I don't want them to feel like I'm watching them, you know.
Well, of course you're watching them. It's your job.
Yeah, but I don't want to, I want them to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
So here's my trail braking. Here's the thing that I was going to recommend is that when you come across and the opportunity is get tight at your exit, especially these right-hand turns. So like when you come out here, you tend to stay along the yellow line, but work your way over here and see how it sets me up for the left-hand turn. Again, always when it's safe to do it, and sometimes you can't 100% tell, but you make sure that you're at a speed you can adjust if there's gravel in the road or something. Oh, a little bit of a rough part of the road.
I spoke too soon on they fixed it, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, it isn't too bad. But.
The other thing that I really just love doing on roads like this is trail braking, just really keeping my rear brake on a little bit longer than my front.
Yeah, I worked at that a lot in the Alps. That your video was really helpful.
Cool. But one thing that a lot of people do when they're not used to trail braking is they slow down too much. And that's not really the goal. The goal is to just spread the time and distance you have to slow down so that you don't feel like you're rushing and you've got lots of time. It gives you confidence and a buffer.
Well, it really makes the bike more stable. I mean, you can tell.
Absolutely.
I'm not a connoisseur of handling by any stretch, but
you see where I end up exiting right along the white line on those right-hand turns. Again, sweeping out wide so I can get a look around it. And here I'm going to go from the yellow line right to the white line and go right back to the yellow line. So I'm crissing and crossing. And the thing is, at the exit of every turn, when I do that, is I'm set up for the next turn when there's switchbacks. And it also keeps me away from the oncoming lane.
And people occasionally do flip over here. Not flip over, but flip over the line.
Absolutely. You got to expect it. That's your number one thing is safety. So on these left-hand turns, you just have to kind of you start wide out in what we're calling P3 to the right, and then going over to P2. But you don't often go to P1 unless I shouldn't say often. You never go to P1 unless you can see there's nobody coming.
Right. I get that.
Yeah, and that's got to be a pretty hard, fast rule.
Yeah.
It's like right here. I would love to trim it in tight, but I can't see around there yet. Now that I see that there's nobody coming, I can come over, but it's already too late, so I just let it go out. Now you'll see again, it's going to be left, left, left. Trail brake here. Already going slow, get into a nice rhythm, stay away from the oncoming lane. And so with this right-hand turn, just end up all the way over toward the white line at the exit, so even tighter. So you kind of exited in the middle of the lane. Try to get yourself over tighter. Like, see how tight I am here. Again, for these left-handers, you just set up wide like you want to. Off the brakes and on the gas. Get right over to the yellow line. And right here, I'm going to go right to the white line, not here. I'm going to let the bike come back out because it's a double right. But I'm going to end up right there, nice and tight. So I'm on the gas, off the gas, on the brakes as needed. Accelerating off the brakes. So when you get the position, say like this corner here, you exit it right nice and tight to the white, and you're already set up wide for the switchback. So these are fun because you can see all the way through them.
Yeah.
You just dive right to the white line right there, boom. Now this looks like in Europe, they're doing it here in California too, is they actually set up a post pretty much at your exit, and it's right there. It's your delayed apex is that last post, and you want to get nice and tight to it. Yeah, I discovered that when we were in Italy after a week of doing it, going, you know what? They put the post up right at the delayed apex at the absolute end of the corner.
I didn't even notice that. Now, some of the roads in Austria and Switzerland, I think, have the actual line marked out, which was,
that's crazy, really.
Pretty great. I mean, that just shows that they're aware of motorcyclists.
Absolutely. That really helps them,
Unlike
helps
the
everybody.
idiots. Yeah, right. Avoids accidents. People can drive a little bit better. I mean, that makes it more fun for everybody.
Exactly. Yeah, I noticed that last corner didn't have any posts, so it's not hard and fast, obviously.
I should check with Caltrans and see if that's something they're doing. This all burned 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Up in California. Maybe it was longer ago.
Just try to imagine this all in flames. So I'm going to practice. I'm going to work my way across the lane and get in toward the white line. Now I got a double right, so I have to come back out and then back in. Those double rights, when it goes tight, straight, tight, those, if you can, you go in toward an apex, but then you go back out and come back in as a double apex. Ideally. I mean, this is just theory. A lot of people call these like racetrack techniques, but they make riding on the street safer.
Well, you can see further around the...
Yep.
I mean, that's the whole idea.
And when you do this right, you're always pointed to safety. You're never pointed to the oncoming lane or toward the guardrail. Like at the point where you absolutely don't want to be pointed there.
Yeah.
You're obviously pointed there at some points. Like right now, I'm pointed toward the guardrail.
Of course.
But as I go this way, if I were over there, that would be a problem.
And I think that's what happened to Brian the first time he had it.
Very likely. It's like right here, I don't want to be pointed toward that cliff. I want to be pointed this way. So that's why I always look for my exit to be pointed, have my bike right where I want it to be for safety. Again, nobody's coming, and you can see it. You can really use the whole width of your lane.
Yeah.
And the other thing is a lot of people think that riding fast means entering the corners fast. That's absolutely wrong. It's entering the corners slowly and safely and exiting strong.